Oh my gosh.
And then for the most part, they hear, because it's like a mixed microphone, they hear this
Okay.
and a little bit of you.
Okay.
Yeah, so just so you're aware.
Okay.
Don't say anything off the air.
Thank you, Leroy.
You're live.
Thank you so much. Sister Charlene Muhammad, Liberated Sisters, KPFK. We're at 90.7 FM today. The topic is Business is Warfare, and we're with Delxino Briano, President of Tag Team Marketing, and my husband Amin Ali Muhammad, former co-owner of Shabazz Restaurant in Carson, and we're talking about Business is Warfare. Angela Birdsong is not with us today to help you feel better, and Ricky is in the booth taking care of business, and we have the Justice Report. In today's Justice Report, the finalcall.com, the cover story, God's Wrath Manifesting Through the Forces of Nature. I want to be really brief with the final call and the Justice Report today. I just want to point out that deadly tornadoes and flooding is continuing to pummel parts of America. This is promised wrath for just the evils that we see happening in the country. So read that. I wrote that cover story. There's also a lot happening in the world. Prisoners have settled suits over potentially, let me see, I lost the story. Here we go. Prisoners have settled suits over potentially tainted injections. Potentially tainted injections. This is out of Hartford, Connecticut. Connecticut prison inmates who say they received injections from a vial of insulin that was potentially tainted with hepatitis have settled their lawsuits against the state. The settlements finalized in April call for 15 inmates to each receive between $750 and $2,000. Y'all think that's enough?
No.
Nope.
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 Not at all. Not at all. There is a lot happening in terms of justice across the country. The legacy of Matilda Evans, a history of service. I want to point that out just to give a little bit of good news there. Some people are worthy to be known for their continuity of struggle and example of achievement. One such person is Dr. Matilda Evans. She is the first black female physician in South Carolina. I just want to touch on a little bit right now in the short news segment before we get into business as warfare. I'm so excited. I don't know if you can feel my energy, but it's been a minute, and I usually do, and I forgive me for not saying it at the outset. Thank you, everyone who participated, drove a car, gave a meal, answered a phone call, produced the show, everything you did, staff, volunteers, and the KPFK broader community for supporting our KPFK fund drive. We thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the Justice Report.
Economics is the business of life itself. In the word business is business. And what is the activity of life?
I'm going to see if you all
The
can hear me
activity
in
of
Facebook,
life
okay?
for every living creature
Okay.
is
Is
to
there
do
sound?
something for itself.
There is.
I
I'll be
opened
quiet.
my window to my bedroom the other day, and I saw all these hornets. And they had built a nest right up in the corner of where my window opens. And I looked at that and I said, now, the Bible is sure right. Foxes have holes and birds have nests. And our people are homeless, out of doors, and naked. Something is wrong with that picture. And that's why the scripture refers to us as a dead people. Not physically dead, but mentally dead, spiritually dead, because had we been alive, we would be in the business of life. And what is that? Preparing food, clothing, shelter for yourself and your people. Having land where you can dig into that earth and produce products to give to your people and sell the surplus, making trade and commerce a part of the activity of living people. So when we say business is warfare, it shouldn't be that way. But it is that way when black people decide that we are going to do something to help ourselves. The enemy that has been sucking the lifeblood out of us all of these years feels threatened because our pocketbook has been their bank.
That's right.
And they keep going in, building, and while we're sitting, suffering. So with us, when we do business, it's warfare with them. So we've got to be on a war footing too. So every business in this city of Chicago, when our brothers and sisters came up from the South in the early 20th century, they knew what segregation caused them to have to do. They had their own this, their own that. So when they came up from the South, the Southern black man was the top businessman, and Chicago was the mecca of black entrepreneurship. But every generation, it got weaker and weaker, and now those same business people that made Chicago our mecca for business, Detroit a mecca for New York a mecca for business, now everywhere you look, we are out of business, and foreigners, immigrants are in our community taking the lifeblood of our community. So we've got to look at it like it's warfare. You can't go in the Chinese community and set up a chow mein shop.
That's right.
Right.
No, you can't go in the Italian community and set up noodles. As much as we like noodles, we're going to have our own. You can't even set up a barbecue place. And that's because they can do the same thing, and they feel they can do it better. We got to do something for self and fight to preserve, protect, and develop where we live.
That's right.
And give our people our needs.
Hey, this is what we have going on today. Business is warfare, and that is, you heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on Muhammad and friends with Brother Munir Muhammad, and this interview you can see online on his YouTube page. And now get ready to call in, join the dialogue, 818-985-5735. I'll give that number out again. And we present to you the self-made millionaire, president of Tag Team Marketing, Delxino Wilson Briano. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure to be here. Absolutely my pleasure.
Wonderful. And of course, you know this gentleman right here, Brother Amin Ali Muhammad, my husband, who has had a very successful business in Carson, Shabazz. It really rocked Carson when you, Brother Derek, Brother Terry, and others opened that business. So I'm so happy that you're launching with us this economic development spotlight.
Absolutely, and thank you for your support. Your support then is nothing like having a good woman by your side to help in these endeavors.
Yes, sir.
Praise
yes,
be.
Sir.
We're streaming live on the Facebook page. Thank you to Leroy, and thank you so much, Brother Ricky, again. So I want to start out by asking you first, and this is your segment, so run it. But I want to ask, how did you become a self-made millionaire? Because I want to be one.
There you go. There you
I want
go.
to be a self-made billionaire.
And I want you to be one too.
I know, right?
There you go.
Ricky is laughing hard.
I think I could help you guys with that.
Okay.
Yeah. But first, I want to say I'm so honored to be here, and I want to thank you for putting this, making this available to me to come here today. And I just want to thank you for the amazing work that you're doing and, you know, bringing this information to our people.
Praise be.
You know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for me, okay, I grew up in New York City. And in New York, one of the things about growing up there was that there was really no business inspiration for us. You know, in New York, like, everyone owns everything but us, you know? So I grew up really never seeing a black business, ever. You know, I had heard stories of maybe someone here or someone there, but other than that, it just didn't exist. So for me, I always heard stay in school, go to school, get a degree, you know, and that our path was through education. And so I did all of that. And I stayed in school and I did everything I was told to do. And the challenge was that after graduating from high school, being one of a handful of kids to go to college, spending all these years and getting all that debt going to college, I was broke.
Wow.
Living from check to check. Didn't have any money, didn't have any hopes other than just doing that the rest of my life. And I hated it. You know, maybe it's just me. Like, not everybody is cut out for that. Some people having a career and working for other people is their thing. For me, it was like a caged animal. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I know the feeling.
Man, that's it. I wanted to be free. I wanted to do some great things.
Yeah.
And so I tried everything. And this is where I met my wife. And when we first went to work at Xerox Corporation as engineers. And we were like kindred spirits.
Wow.
My wife is amazing, by the way. You ever get a chance to really talk to her? Oh, my God.
Greetings, sister.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. And together, we, you know, we both, like, went after our dreams and we tried everything and we failed, like, hard. You know? And so she followed me and believed in me and I took her all the way to nothing. I mean, so
a big fat egg.
Right. A few years later, we were sleeping in a car. We had lost everything. Jobs were gone. Money was gone. It was really, really bad. But she stayed with her brother.
Come on now.
She believed in her brother.
Yeah.
And I love her. And
Wow.
the thing about it is, after failing at all those businesses, the one thing that made us different is we didn't quit. We believed that God was promised us $1 million. He told us this was our destiny. Like,
then some.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were here, and we're not the only ones. I mean, I'm sure you have listeners on this phone right now that know that they were put on this earth for something more than to simply work a dead-end job for the rest of their lives. Well, we believe that to the core. And so we kept looking. And then this is where our life changed. We ran into a guy who made more money in a month than we did in a year.
Whoa.
And this guy, he had a network marketing business opportunity, you know, that he was running. And he said, listen, if you get involved or go to the beginning and get started and pay a few $100s and go to work, he said, I'll teach you. And that's what did it for us.
Wow.
He said, now, you know, because we've heard this before, businesses and network marketing, and we tried all these things and failed.
We think there are schemes and pyramids.
Yeah.
That we really don't like those.
Yeah, you know, we and I had the same experience, but this guy was different. And he said, I'll teach you. My wife said to get with him. My wife said that she believed in him, and that's all it took.
Yeah. Don't mind me.
Yeah, so basically I got with the brother, with the guy, is a white dude, and me and my wife did everything he said, and we worked it, and a year later, we were still poor.
A whole year.
Yeah, a year of doing everything this guy said, and this is where we got the big discovery that changed our lives.
Wow.
Because he was white, we're black. We realized we're black and that we're different. We realized that everything he was teaching us does work, but it works for who? It works for white folk. And our big discovery was like, holy cow, we're black. Everything he's saying does work, but not for us because we're different. And we realized that so many times in the business world, we never respect that.
Wow.
We respect every other culture but our own.
Wow.
So, like, for instance, if I want to do business and I go to Mexico, we got to say, okay, what am I going to walk in and say? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Am I going to, you know, if I'm in Japan, do I bow? Do I take my shoes off in China? What do I got to do?
Yeah.
Because I got to fit into in the white world, they have their rules.
That's right.
And many of us as black people, we learn to talk different. We go to work, we have a work voice.
Work persona. Don't catch you at home.
Right. And that's all assimilating, adapting to their culture. But then you get it? You see? You have us. We're black. And we have a culture too.
That's right.
And when we were listening to the white dude, we were acting like him. We were doing what he said and talking to black folk. And black folk looked at us like we was crazy.
Like, this is not that's right. Oh, my God.
You see? And that's why we were failing for a year. The minute we figured that out, it was like, it's time to get black.
Yeah, adapting to his environment, which his message was good for his community.
Thank you.
Versus taking the knowledge and adjusting it for your own environment, or just being you in your environment, not adapting to the out.
Exactly. And that's what we figured out, that the secret to making it big was doing black business with black people, was keeping it real, as we say in New York. You know, was it using all this millionaire knowledge that we had learned, but adapting it to us.
Wow.
And once we did that, I remember, I'm 49 now. I was 23, dead broke, but we failed. But once we figured out how to do it the black way, our way, within 1 year, we were doing $1 million in business.
Wow.
Within 2 years, we were up to like 5 million. Within 3 years, we're doing 10, 15. I remember in 2.5 years, we're like at 18 million in sales and revenues.
Wow. Because you spoke the language of the people.
Yeah, because it's like we're the only ones on the planet that ever discovered that, look, if we're going to do business with black people, let's be black.
Yeah.
And let's do it at the excellent level. We can still work hard. We can still be passionate. We can still,
be professional.
Yeah, but not
Number
see.
one.
This is the thing. What professional we were taught meant acting white, and that was the big mistake. So we had to talk a certain way and act a certain way and dress a certain way. All these different things were white culture, and our people weren't really feeling that.
It had a difference. It had a swag.
Right, exactly. We got to be us. We got to be ourselves. And so once we were ourselves, our people started feeling us, and everyone was like, yo, this is like refreshing. This is new. This is what I'm looking for. For black people, unity is important. Love is important. Yes. Family is important. And none of that exists in the white business world.
Wow. You
see, so we brought all of that. Like, we started studying, what is it about black people?
I'm sorry. Are you saying it's cutthroat? No. Mm-hmm. I just want to just on that point. Are you saying that the mainstream business world is like more cutthroat?
No, it's just that like when we were taught to do business, we were taught to do it in a very corporate, what they call termed professional way.
Okay.
So it was very straight-laced, very boring, very presenting. You can't vary your voice, you know what I'm saying? You can't talk like we talk.
Robotic.
Yeah, you have to talk this way. You have to act this way. You got to dress this way. That you have all these rules.
I got it. It's as a law professor told me once, and I'm coming back. But she said, you're brilliant, but you need to sound like a 60-year-old white male on paper.
There you go.
She said, I can see what you're saying, but you sound like you. You need to sound like them. And I was like, oh, okay, well, it's not for me.
Wow.
Remember when I left.
Oh, that's awesome.
But anyway, go ahead, Brother Delxino.
Yeah,
hey, come on, jump in there.
That's exactly it. So we ended up now realizing, hold on a second, we can't be changing up our way like how we do when we go to work to try to act white, or what we call professional, or what we call, corporate. We have to kind of let that go, and let's look at what works for black people. And we discovered that when black people are at our best, when we're fired up and excited and we're doing things, we're loud, we happy,
comfortable.
We comfortable with each other. It's mad cool.
There's a trust, right? Because the you is there in front of the person, not something that I'm going to do a presentation today.
Right.
Let me get the look right,
you
the
see
talk
what I'm saying?
right,
Exactly.
the bling right.
Right.
And then people are like, yeah, but underneath there's something there that we don't feel. Okay.
Yeah, because we're pretending. We're pretending when we do that.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, 818-985-5735. 818-985-5735 is the number to call. We're talking about how to become a billionaire. Millionaire. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Buy Black. Go ahead.
Buy Black. That's right. So basically, that's what we did. And we put together our whole system, taking the best of Black culture. You know how, for instance, if you walk in and you're really comfortable amongst Black people, we don't say hi or shake your hand. We hug. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We
touchy-feely.
validate, we touchy-feely. Music is playing. We have Black people relax. We have a great time and music is a part of our culture. Boy, you should see how our business meetings transform from these boring corporate white stuff into what you would call like a family reunion or a party or something like that. Thousands of Black people joined our team and said, yo, this is it right here.
Wow.
And within 7-8 years, we were doing, 10, 12 million monthly.
Wow.
So you're talking 100 million plus a year in sales and revenues.
And that was the launch, or that's how the Buy Black movement was formed.
Well, no, this came before Buy Black movement.
Got you.
So
Okay.
basically, we sold all this with a white company.
Okay.
All right, and
This meaning different products and services.
yeah, we sold the products that they were selling, and we
What were those, by the way?
phone services, communication stuff
Oh.
back in the day.
Wow.
And so
That is making money now.
Yeah, so we got into that, and we built this big Black team selling for this white company.
A big Black team.
Yeah, and we broke the bank. We became the largest predominantly Black team ever built. We built our team to over 230,000 Black people selling, and we broke every record in the game. Now, with all of that, we realized a few things. Number one, we bring in these white folk $100 million, and they're paying me $1 million. Of the 100 I bring them each year, they're paying me $1.
There's something wrong with that.
There's a whole lot wrong with that. Number two, there was another problem. We were helping make millionaires. We became millionaires, then multimillionaires. We're helping all these other Black people become, and we're watching our people bring in the money and hand it all away.
Ooh.
And as fast as the money was coming into the Black community, the money was going out of the Black community. And so we realized we could do this forever and never get the Black community free, which was our whole point. And this is where we had to stop and regroup.
Wow. What do you do? Brother Henry X, something like Brother Henry X Morris wants to know, what do you do?
Well, they're perfect. When we stopped that, we said, okay, we have to build something now. And that's where we started building the Buy Black movement. We studied who's the only person really historically who figured this out. It was first Marcus Garvey, and it was Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That you had to combine consciousness, unite our people, thought, and the economics. And so basically what we did is we then started all over again a few years ago now and started the Buy Black movement. To do the same thing we were doing selling for the white company, but instead for Black businesses.
Wow.
And here's how it works. Black businesses supply products to our company. It's called Tag Team Marketing. We produce a program called the Buy Black movement. So Black people provide the products. They ship them to us. We warehouse their products in Atlanta, all right, from all over the world. Number two, we have a marketing team. We call our team the Tag Team Marketers, right?
Yeah.
And the Tag Team Marketers join our Tag Team business opportunity, just like joining Amway, Mary Kay, or Avon, or anything else. But now they're joining to sell products made by Black businesses to Black people. All right? So first, you got the Black businesses who provide the products. Two, we got this growing marketing team that sells the products. And three, we have all these dedicated Black consumers who buy the products every month. And we call this the Buy Black movement. That Blacks provide the products, Blacks sell the products, Black buy the products. And these three teams are working together at buyblackmovement.com. Now, together, leading this, look, we've gone from nothing. We have now over 68,000 members at buyblackmovement.com from 156 countries, all joining the Buy Black. We've sold right now, we're up to, I think, 139,000 Black-made products sold, shipped, and delivered to Black consumers from Black businesses. Millions of dollars in, millions of dollars out. We're sending out thousands thousands of paychecks to black families all over the world. We're feeding our race.
I want a paycheck. No,
There you go.
I want to be a billionaire.
You got it.
818-985-5735 is the number to call. By the way, Brother Walia Muhammad, he's our student minister at Mosque number 8 in San Diego, formerly Brother Hugh. He says, I know that brother.
Yeah, it's my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marquise Muhammad says, sign me up. Buyblackmovement.com. We're just posting it. Sister Icheria Bell tag team. This is so wonderful. I want to play a clip because I'm inspired by what you're saying here. I was inspired when I went to one of your presentations not many years ago, but a few years ago with my husband. And then I heard a clip and I said, I'm going to share that with the listeners. Jump in there before I do that.
You know, when you have someone like him in the environment, you really want him to get his message out. Because I've been in his forums or in his meetings, and he's absolutely right. It's very very spiritual. It's us, doing us, and he does it very well. And we should do just like I'm doing, sitting, listening, and learning.
Okay, got it. Yeah, 818-985-5735. We'll talk more with the self-made millionaire. But I wanted to share a clip. I saw one, and it's aptly called Dream. You know, and I was just sitting there like, yeah, wow. And you asked, you know, if you had, I think it was $100,000, you know, what would you buy right now? And you said you had to spend it. And I'm like, give it here. I'll spend it. Let's hear that clip, Ricky.
Everyone, at 23, I couldn't afford to pay my student loans, my rent, and my credit cards. By the time I was 26, I was earning $25,000 a week. $25,000, $100,000 a month. What would you do with $100,000 a month right now? Right now, I need you to spend $100,000 in your mind. No, you can't save it. No, you can't invest it. That's the second $100,000. This month, you got to do something for you. Give it to me, $100,000.
Oh, Lord.
Everybody, let me tell you something. If you can't have money in your mind and find ways to easily spend it in your mind, you will never create it in the real world. If it's wrong for you to spend money, believe me, it's wrong for you to have money. It's a mental block. You guys understand? You ask Donald Trump what he would do with $1 million, he could spend it in 10 minutes. Because $1 million to him is like chump change. That's like dropping a quarter on the floor for you and me. Wouldn't even miss it. Of being a billionaire that he is with thousands of millions of dollars. He can have $1 million so he can earn it all day long. Most black people, we gotta work on this. I need you to work on it right now. Expand your mind. I need you to dream, black people. Dream. You better know that if you got $1 million coming in, at least you have to start with being able to dream about what you could do with it. And not keep saying, well, I can't have it, so I give it to my mama. Well, I can't have it. It's wrong for me to have it, so I give it to that one. Or I can't have it. I do anything but have it. Believe me, you'll never have it. Because you got to be able to have it to have it. Get it? Success starts in your mind. If you don't think you're worth $30,000 a year, you'll never earn it. But that's the one good thing. You go to college and you go, oh, I'm worth $40,000 a year now. So you go out and talk to people like you're worth $40,000 a year, you get a job paying $40,000 a year.
Wow.
You got it? It's all mental. That deep? And right now we're building a team all over this country, and the team is on a mission. Because everyone, we made a lot of millionaires in our previous business. Here, we're on a mission to create our first 1,000 black millionaires in the Black Business Network. You guys understand? That's mission number one. That's what we're on right now. My only question to you is, who wants to be one of those first 1,000?
This is great. This is great. Who wants to be one of those first? What is it? 10,000? 818-985-5735. Go ahead.
That's right.
And just the way he pictured it and the way he gave it to us and in our thinking and how we feel about ourselves. But we as black people face a very serious economic problem. And this is a economic engineer that we have in the studios with us today. And he is giving us, he's returning us back to our industrial and commercial greatness.
Yeah, just it's innate. You know, we're creators. I mean,
Yes.
for God's sakes, the universe. I sat in your presentation before, and I hear the knowledge purely coming across, and then I back out mentally because I don't think I have a product. I think, oh wow, I keep saying, even every other day, it's like it's burning me. I need a business. I need a product, so I'm not body working so much, and then I just tank right down and say, well, you know, you're in media, but you need a product.
Right.
So
right,
you know,
right.
how do you transfer that thought from?
Right.
I mean, like, not just having to like somebody's. How do I get started? Right, Marquise? I'm asking the same thing, brother. Like, how does one even do that? And they're starting to call. But go ahead.
Right. Well,
Self-defeating. Go ahead.
sure. Well, a couple of things. I'm doing a presentation today
Yes.
from 3 p.m. Pacific to 5 p.m. Pacific at the Carras Unity Center in Los Angeles. So if you guys get a moment, change your schedule, do what you got to do. Come, give me 2 hours. I'd love to meet you live, and I'm going to explain everything.
Just 2 hours. And Crass is 7825 Southwestern. You know, it's not far from Bethel AME Church. We know LA community, surrounding area. Crass, 7825 Southwestern.
Yes.
Come on
We
out.
love Crass.
Yeah, and then also, if you are out of state, you can watch live on buyblackmovement.com.
Ooh, let's
So
post
go to
that.
buyblackmovement.com, create a free account, and then you can watch live from anywhere in the world. Now, the thing is, in our movement, right, you got 3 parts. You have
Okay.
the people who make the products, that's 1. You have the team that sells the products, that's 2. And then you have the consumers, what we call the supporters, the monthly purchasers who buy the products. So there's really 2 main money opportunities there. One is if you make products, but that's actually the rarer one of the two. The marketing opportunity to sell the products, that's something that every black person with a mouth can do. That's how I made my millions of dollars. Yeah, talking, promoting. See, here's the thing. It's one thing to have, like, say you make soap, and the soap is really great. That's not alone the path to $1 million. You have to sell that soap. You have to market. You got to promote that soap. Now, we live in a world where you turn on the television and you're hearing about Ivory soap and Coast and Dial and the white man's everything all day long. So the one thing we're not necessarily hearing about is any black-made product. So the key that we learned was that marketing is the key. Like, to get people to make $1 million, it's not so much. One part is having a great product. The bigger part is how do you get that message out 1 million times? And here's the secret. There's one type of marketing that is more effective than the TV, than the online, than the social media, than all of it. It's called word of mouth.
Oh, because we will give life to or kill something in a minute.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And so what we learned was that, wow, if we have a product, we could take that product and I could talk 10 times a day, 20 times a day to my people about, yo, this soap is the truth right here. I use this soap. This is the cleanest my body ever had. My body's healthy. I'm feeling good. I'm smelling good. This thing is right.
Yeah.
And if I put that out 10 times a day, one person might buy it. Or 2 people might say, you know what, let me try that soap. But now the real question is, what if I get 10 people talking about it 10 times a day? What if I get 100 or 1,000 people talking about it 10 times a day? What if I build a team of 20,000 people talking about it 10 times a day? Now how many do we sell? Wow. You see? So by building teams of people and getting everybody to do a little bit, we can get the word out about black products like never before. And that's how we went from selling nothing to selling millions.
Wow.
Marketing.
Nothing. Okay. I got a product. Let's take some calls. You got a question? or anything, honey?
No.
Yeah, I know. He's right. Like, you have somebody here. You need to listen. Charlene. William in Ontario. Welcome to Liberated Sisters.
Yeah, welcome to you also. Yes, Ellen G. White, the prophet of the Ellen G. of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, told black people, try to not be too public with your success, because the white man has many ways of destroying that success. You know, like the mob did through the unions. You know, they just stopped the truckers. You know, and that made businesses suffer. You know. So that's what I like to say. Well, I know you're already on public radio, but I don't think you should really be this public. But you know, your wisdom will decide in the end.
Thank you.
Can I say this? You know, we the name of the show today is Business is Warfare, and we can no longer just take that position. Our people, I mean, here in Los Angeles this week, they say our numbers, the homeless numbers have doubled. And the amount of black people that are out here on the streets of Los Angeles homeless, we have to go to war now, sir. And we can no longer just sit back. We got a generation now of youth who just, they don't feel that way. And we have to no longer be afraid. We have to go out here and make war with the enemy.
Right, and thank you for your call, brother. I'm going to post something for you as well. There is something to be said. I agree with what you both are saying. There's something to be said for holding an idea close to the vest before, so that it can take time to root, right? Get its foundation, because, again, that business is warfare, and it will have definitely enemies once the thought is even put in the universe. You know, we can hear somebody say, oh my God, I had this idea, they took my idea. No, you put it in the universe and someone acted on it. And then there's also that definite fight where somebody stole your idea. But as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has told us, that our time is now.
That's right.
And it's the inevitable, unstoppable rise of black people inside of America. And God wants to bless us, and he needs a vehicle to bless us through. But at the end of the day, we're not afraid of the enemy anymore. You know, we're just not doing that. I do understand what he's saying, as you said, honey. But right now, you know, they're right here. If we think about them, you know, right now our people are suffering, and not just our people, the masses, right? Because these businesses, correct me if I'm wrong, they're not just for black people. These are black people selling them, but these are tools, many of them by the mother of invention, necessity. And so while the target audience is black, everybody buys them, but the day of the Geechee is over. Okay, Gigi in Pasadena.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hi there. Good morning, everyone. Love the show. I think the young man is excellent. I stopped. I'm on my way out, and his enthusiasm, and his voice just stopped me dead in my tracks. However, just one quick comment. Please, sweetheart, do not connect anything with Donald Trump. I mean, the man stands. He's that wealthy by not, skipping out, not paying hardworking people, and it just stopped, and then a cold chill really literally ran down my back. I was like, oh, my God. Please don't do that. There's many other people you can make your point with.
Thank you, Gigi, so much. And look, come to the presentation. Go do what you're doing, and then ride on down to Crash Unity Center today. I see what she's saying about Donald Trump, but let's be honest and real. This country, many people who voted for him, many people still look at his tapes about, what is it, the business show he had. He was the millionaire guru, and he was the go-to person for these different ideas. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten to where he got to. We're not saying he's righteous or this or that or anything else. But what I know, I'm not speaking for the brothers, but what I know about Donald Trump is he didn't get where he got by people not liking or loving him, whether he was right or wrong. And people point to him like he made his money, might not have been all good, but he became rich and wealthy. And so brother was saying that. But go ahead, Brother Delxino, because you mentioned Trump.
No,
We're not scared of Trump either.
Sister. I feel you, yeah. That presentation that I did was years ago, where that clip I think was taken from.
Yeah.
So before he was president or anything.
That's right. When he was when he was just a money man.
Right. That's a reference. People think of him and money,
Absolutely. But, and we use what's there.
But the principle behind it is the thing that I really want everybody to get, is that as a people, okay, we've done everything on the planet. We have built civilization. We've created science, mathematics, religion, art, culture. We brought all of that to the world.
All of it.
The Moors left Africa, went to Europe and civilized Europe, brought them out of the Dark Ages. I mean, our history is replete with the contributions of African people.
Everywhere.
We've thought big, we've done big things, we've run great civilizations from North Africa to South Africa, from East Africa to West Africa. And now, due to slavery and all the different things, many of us we're thinking on a small level now. We're thinking about, how can I survive? How can me individually get a job?
What am I eating for dinner? If
Right.
people can just get there. We have people getting there.
You see?
But go ahead, brother.
And that's the thing. We have the capability as a people to postulate, to think, to dream bigger dreams and to achieve bigger things.
Right.
And it's those big, bold leaps that we take as a people that advance the race. So what I'm saying is, listen, you know, I've been through everything. You have no idea, you know, of the horrors from, you know, growing up in Brooklyn in the projects, being molested as a kid, going through all the different things I had to go through, the failures that I faced, the embarrassments, everything that I've gone through. But still making it, like even making millions. At that company I was with, we would make $100 million. They would take it all, and we would get the crumbs. You know, losing money, being stolen from all these different things. But the one thing I do know is that despite the losses, the gains are incredible. What we can do together is 10 times, 1,000 times anything that I've ever done if we work together. So now, like, you look at, you know, where we're going with the Buy Black movement. We're not here just to sell some products. We're not here just to make a little money. We're here to uplift the race.
That's major.
Yes.
That's a calling.
As it should be. Yeah, you got it. Marcus Garvey started this a century ago.
Ooh.
He, in his 12 years, he got 6 million black people buying from each other. You want to talk about think big. This brother thought big.
Yeah.
He got our people believing that we could go from, I mean, this is 50 years out of slavery when the Klan was on the rise. He got our people believing that we could start a business, or we could sell to each other, that we could walk with dignity and not fear being killed or shot. Or he made our people believe that we could walk taller than what we were doing, that we could dream bigger and achieve more. And in that time, he got 6 million of our people buying from each other, building businesses all over the country.
Yeah.
All over the world. He had production going on 4 continents. This brother had 10,000 black people on payroll, brother.
And that was then.
I mean, there's not been a black company, to my knowledge, since
Wow.
that has 10,000 black people on payroll getting paid a paycheck each week. That ain't happened since Garvey. SB Fuller did fantastic work, but not at the level of Garvey.
Right.
All right, so what we're talking about here is an example that the only thing you can follow that with is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the visionary, all right, that took our people to a level like nothing I could ever imagine. Now, here we are today. We have the internet. Black people have more money than we've ever had. We have more freedoms that we've ever had.
Yes.
We have just as much capability, just as much potential that we've ever had. It's time for us to work together. It's time to unite. It's time for us to get fearless. It's time for us to get to work. It's time for us to have the biggest vision we've ever had. It's time for us to look at the fact that right now, the Asians are spending 99% of every dollar they earn with other Asians. The Chinese spend with Chinese. The Japanese spend with Japanese. The Jews spend 99% of their money with other Jews. Whites are spending their money in their community with their businesses. You know, and we as black people are not spending 99% of our money with each other. We're spending less than 3% of our money with each other. We're handing away 97% of every dollar we earn. Black people earn money. We earn money at our jobs. We come home. We take the dollar. We hand 97 cents away to white folk, Asian, Latino, everybody, and we're left with 3 cents. And then wonder why we're broke.
Wow.
And then we're going to ask the government for help to pay our rent because our money's got, no, we're handing it away. Wow. So what I'm working to do across this country and around this world with my members and the greatest team ever, tag team marketers, is that we're spreading this message of freedom to our people. We're letting our people know that we can buy from each other, that same money that we're spending to buy soap from the other guy, deodorant from the other guy, lotion from the other guy. Tissue from the other guy.
Shout out Freedom.
Yeah, Freedom, exactly. I mean, basically, this is carrying on what the minister started with Power Products, and I mean, it's the same thing. It's just exactly.
Shout out Nation Town.
There you go, Sister Candy and all you guys.
Oh my God!
Listen, basically, what we're doing here is we're uniting Black people in the thousands, and we're getting our people making the products, selling the products, which is the biggest opportunity on the planet. The marketing. All right, calling, spreading this message, spreading the word, inspiring our people to buy Black. And when people join our business opportunity, if they send someone to buyblackmovement.com and they buy something, they get paid for that. So every time a single product gets sold on that website, up to 24 different Black families get a check.
Come on.
So that's why we're feeding all this money and income to Black families all over the world. It's time for us to think as a race. We can't go to the store and just think about me and, I'm going to save $1 over here. We got to think as a race and what's going to empower our people. And so far, we have 68,000 people on that program.
Ooh.
And the world is changing.
The world is changing. Help change the world. It's 818-985-5735. 818-985-5735 to call in. Ask your questions. You have a business mastermind here. Brother Marquise Muhammad asks, how does he get started? I did let him know that he can open a free account on Buy Black Movement, but I think, is there anything for anyone who wants to know that's listening with the same question, how to get started to that road to millionaire?
Yeah, buyblackmovement.com. Everyone listening, you should go right now to www.buyblackmovement.com. And the first step is create a free account. It's totally free, only takes a minute. Now, once you have a free account, there's then 3 optional programs you can participate in. One is the supplier to supply products. We're very, very selective, and we're growing at a controlled pace. So we don't accept every business to supply at the very beginning. But products or services, we take the best of products. We vet everything, which means we test every product. We send it to testers. We make sure that we can actually sell and make this company lots of money. It's got to be a good fit. It's got to be, the philosophy of that company has to fit ours. The Buy Black movement is not reaching out to every culture. We're here to get Black people buying from Black people.
Got it.
That's our mission. That's our focus. We're here to reclaim those dollars that we're feeding out the race and get our people spending it in the race. So one is the supply to products. The biggest opportunity is the marketer. So you create your free account. Now you look at the tag team marketing opportunity where you can earn money spreading the word about the movement. Read about it there, watch the videos. Third opportunity is the supporter. Wow. And that's for Black people who want to buy Black. So everyone listening, go shop, check out, become a monthly purchaser, what we call a monthly supporter. Earn rewards dollars, earn recognition, become a part of the future, the solution of the race.
Wow, that's how you can get started. We have Nancy in Los Angeles. Welcome to Liberated Sisters, Nancy. You're on.
Hey, yes. The idea, I'm hearing this conversation, and I have one concern, and that is I've been following what's happening in Jackson, the Cooperation Jackson, which is a very exciting experiment that they're trying to, of course, they're surrounded by enemies, But what about the idea of worker-owned businesses or cooperatives? Because, you could have an ecological, more socialist model of empowerment, so that the wealth gets spread evenly around everyone.
Thank you, Nancy. Brother Delxino?
Well, those are fantastic. Those are a lot of wonderful programs. As a matter of fact, if you look back in our history, co-ops are part of Black history going back a century. With different groups and co-ops. That's the only way we survive. Farming, owning our own, was working together a century ago. So there's a long history of that. Our model that we're following is the Marcus Garvey model. All right, Marcus Garvey is the most successful Black man in the history of this country for sure, and around the world in terms of what he achieved economically. In a 10, 12-year period, uniting 6 million Black people, getting everyone buying Black, and creating an economy, changing our lives. That has not been achieved any other way. Wow. So we are studying the success of Garvey, and that's how, with all the success that I had earlier in my life, after learning Garvey, it's like, it's on. This is the blueprint right here.
No more losses.
Right. And so now that we are following that, as Garvey said almost a century ago, Negro producers, Negro distributors, Negro consumers. He said the world of the Negro can be self-contained.
Come on.
We make the products, we sell the products, we buy the products. And that, his model, those notes, this philosophy, those successes are exactly what we're duplicating. And we're having the same success he had practically a century ago. This organization now is growing and succeeding like Garvey's.
Wow. Just focusing on self, just turning within.
Just
you
turning
know what?
within.
It's as we're taught. Doing what we can do for ourselves instead of begging somebody to do it for us. We have it all right within. Let's go to Clarence in Los Angeles. I'm not sure. I think we can talk to Clarence. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
You're taking it in. Here's Clarence.
I have the book by Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live, book 1 and 2.
Yes.
And his book, Message to a Black Man. And I know Marcus Garvey had a steamship company. But how come we don't find these products in a black-owned store instead of having black products in Macy's and Target? You know, we should work on having a black-owned store to sell the food. Because by having them books, just How to Eat to Live, I have been a vegetarian for 27 years. And so I know what to buy by reading them. I've been reading them books he wrote for years. I'm 67 and I don't take any medicine because I don't eat junk food by picking up them 2 books a long time ago that he wrote, How to Eat to Live.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Thank you. Let's have Brother Delxino answer. Thank you. I'm going to post these books.
I agree 100% with you, dear brother. We should have stores. We should have shops. There's no, we have to look forward 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and we should be able to have the things that the other races have had that we don't have. We don't have national banks. We don't have grocery store chains that span the country. We don't have hotel chains. We can create all of that, but we have to do it in stages. The first stage, which is what we're working on now, is simply getting millions of our people buying from each other, which creates the economic base. Today, like for instance, if we built the Buy Black movement with one store, let's say in Atlanta, it would leave out the rest of the country. Thanks to the internet, we can now do it online, and we can build a base of the movement online. Now, from there, as it gets stronger, we move to stores. We move to in all the major cities where we have the most consumers, and and so it's a progressive step.
Yeah,
so I agree 100% with you, my dear brother.
And we're getting there. We'll see it soon. I want to just announce this before we get a comment from you. I think you want to say something before Clarence called in, and we make sure we're out in 2 minutes for Dr. Earl to come in. Tag Team Marketing Los Angeles Mega Presentation. That's today, June 8th. That's 3 to 5 p.m. Just give them 2 hours. Christ Unity Center, KRST, that's 7825 Southwestern. Free admission, www.buyblackmovement.com. Honey, and then let him have the last word. We're going to be out of here.
Well, 2 things that Brother Delxino has been saying and that we absolutely have to build our businesses on is the 2 tracks or the tracks that has been laid for us. Marcus Garvey and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad laid tracks, and those tracks are the only tracks that we have as black people to build on, and we have to not stop ignoring those 2 tracks.
Thank you. 20 seconds.
Yes. The messenger's main theme, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, was do for self. We are here to end the endless dependence that we have on white people, on other races, on everything, for it to do for us what we should do for ourselves. It's time for us to buy from each other. Everybody, go to www.buyblackmovement.com. And you find all about the information, including today's presentation. Come out and see me at Christ Unity Center from 3 to 5 Pacific, and you will be blown away by what you see and the people that you meet there. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Delxino. Thank you, honey, for being here. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Angela Birdsong. We miss you, Ange. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad saying if it's impacting our community or can uplift us as a people. Stay tuned for Dr. Earl Afari Hutchinson. Peace. Let's talk about it. Oh, my God. We have to rush out, guys. I'm so sorry. Hey, Facebook, we're leaving. Oh, thank you, Brother Delxino. This is for Leroy. Let's sign off. Dr. Earl won't come in until you